So now the question is very nice here. Is this world a place of pleasure or misery? Many times we have class, we ask the student, is this world a happy place or is this world a miserable place? Most of the students feel that this world is for happiness. That shows they are in complete illusion. They are not able to see the reality. Prabhupada is mentioning in the shloka here that actually this world is full of misery. Happiness is only an illusion here. Or in another verse, Prabhupada says, we suffer real suffering and mixed happiness. This mixed happiness we get, that is also illusion. Let us try to understand this fact, then understand why it is so. Actually, Prabhupada says we don't have choice. Sometimes you're driving in the road, car. You think I have choice. I will follow traffic law or I will not follow traffic law. Sir, there is no choice. If you do not follow traffic law, you will be arrested and beaten up. There is no choice. You follow traffic law or be forced to follow traffic law. Either you voluntarily obey Krishna or you will be forced to obey Krishna. But the forced to follow involves term in the jail also sometime. You make an accident or a lifetime you may send in jail, then you are beaten up every day. It may not involve anything. Sometimes when you break traffic laws and do an accident, even public picks you up and beats you up. Like that it is. So actually we do not have choice. Either we follow Krishna voluntarily and enjoy time with him in Vaikuntha, or become a criminal and come to the material world and be beaten at every moment. Material world is not meant for enjoyment. Bhagavad Gita, why does Krishna, supreme authority, who is the designer of this world, he knows the purpose of this world. He very clearly says, Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. This world is a place of misery, and on top of it, it is temporary. But somehow, we become, that is called a fruity worker. Fruity worker means an animal. Just like a mirage. He is chasing a mirage. No, little more I'll go, I'll become happy. Prabhupada gives an example. Suppose somebody is sitting on a donkey and is holding some food in front, say whatever, carrot something or grass in front of the donkey. And the donkey is thinking, I will go one more step, I will get the grass. But it does not know from millions of years I can walk. My arrangement is such, I will never get the grass. He's sitting on the back of the donkey and is holding the grass. Donkey is thinking, one more step, I will get grass. So whole life, if you look at ourselves, now we keep making fun of other people, we are also like that. Yesterday we were discussing Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama. One of the things of Madhyama is that he is convinced this world is a miserable place. He has no hope of illusion here. He is fixed up. Fixed. Fully fixed up. There is no need. There is no hope of enjoyment in this world. He is not distracted. So Prabhupada used to say, don't remain whole life Kanishta. You should rise to the Madhyama platform. And somebody asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, can we go back to Godhead without becoming a pure devotee? Prabhupada said that is not possible. Straight. Prabhupada wrote an answer. Without becoming a pure devotee, it is not possible to go back to Krishna. So where Madhyama itself looks so far away, Uttama, we don't know how far it is from there. So we should be serious actually. Otherwise, the whole purpose of life will be wasted. It's not that people are, just like Prabhupada gives a very nice example. Suppose you have to go to Delhi, some urgent work is there. And then you go to the airport. Do you ask how many tickets you have sold? You don't ask. Give me a ticket, I have to go. Even if plane is empty, we will sit. We have to go by train somewhere. And do we go to the ticket counter? How many tickets you have sold? I have to go. Even if train is empty, I will go. I will sit in my seat and I will go. No problem. So similarly, just because in this world nobody is serious about Krishna consciousness, does not mean we also become lackluster. And what do we expect? This is a jail. Jail, you only expect pickpockets, and all kind of criminals are expected here. So similarly, in this material world also, we will expect people only who are very averse to devotion service to Krishna. And everybody is, even though trying to walk in spiritual life, even though he may keep sleeping. So this is the condition of the middle world. So Acharya sometimes with compassion come to this world and they preach. And the Prabhupada is pointing out here, actually there is no hope of any enjoyment in this world. Therefore, all the advertisements is cheating. Cheating. They show you buy this car, they will smile, and they will use anything possible. They are ready for this cheating business, they are ready to use anything. Because people develop some faith and some kind of respect for cricket stars today, film stars, politicians, whatever they can get, some celebrity they call it. Those people have some faith. Cash on it. They themselves demand at least 3 crores you have to give me. 5-minute ad I will give. 3 crores, 5 crores, 10 crores, cricket stars or any celebrity. Why? People somehow have faith in them. That is exploited. That's the Maya's business. And we look, oh, if I have this, I will be so happy. He is telling no, because some faith is there in that person. We have no faith in the Shastra, we have no faith in the Acharya, we have no faith in Krishna. We have no faith. Krishna is telling this world is a miserable place, whatever arrangement you make, you will never be happy here. Acharyas are repeating their Shastra is only words of Krishna, repeating the same thing. But people have no faith there. Rather, they are so foolish, they'll invest faith in some person who knows how to hit a ball, dumb. And what is this business? What is so special about that? But all faith, he is telling that after. This is the joke of society today. And innocent mass of people get cheated actually. And then the whole life goes chasing some mirage. And Prabhupada says the only happiness in this world is anticipation. I will become so happy. That is a happiness. And a subject does not have any happiness. Whole life keep dreaming. Divyachartahe Rajan Kutumba Varane Deva Nidya Hriyate Naktam Vivayena Chavavaya. Shukadeva Goswami says a materialist means night he wants to sleep and have sex. That is the only enjoyment in the night. And in the daytime, he Kutumba Varane collect some money, and then run around bring some things for my wife, children to be more happy. Parents also people have forgotten. If somebody more pious that much. And if I can arrange for their better sleeping, better mating, better defending and better mating, then my life is successful. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. My own and my family members, if I can arrange, and whole life goes spinning around that. It does not even know. 1 gram of happiness does not exist in this foolishness. Does not know. He is so far away from reality. Correct? And this is how this world is running. And we also want to run like that. That's our choice. What can be done? That's the choice we are having. So here Narad Muni is taking compassion. He was a pious personality. Prachina Varishat is not a Tamsik Karma. He is a pious personality. He is also spiritually inclined. But somehow pure devotion service is not there. Therefore, Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. It is mixed with karma, fruitive activity. Therefore, Narad Muni has come, a pure saint, to lift him to the platform of pure devotion service is very rare. Prabhupada gives us a pleasure of that, the hint of that. But to get that, it is very, very rare. Krishna easily gives. It is said Krishna easily gives. He easily gives some material facility you want. That's not very difficult. So many people whole life keep dreaming. Krishna can sanction. He is the supreme authority. Some people Krishna can sanction so much knowledge, academic knowledge or whatever council knowledge, some speculation. But to sanction pure devotion at his lotus feet. Please try to understand that Jnana Karma we said is not connected to pure devotion service. Jnana Karmadi Anavritam, we discussed in previous class also. Karma here refers to any activity which is not for pleasure of Krishna. It is for my sense gratification. Jnana again refers, because I am using the gross body or the subtle body. The subtle body I am using not again for Krishna's pleasure. Only business of the mind is manavana, always think about Krishna. But I am using this mind to speculate, imagine so many things, and impress so many foolish people. So jnana, karma. This jnana is not devoted for Krishna service. Independent of Krishna service, any jnana and karma, that is what is being referred to here. If that is not rejected, pure devotion service will not happen. Just like a gold, when you purify, you heat it, it melts, and all kachara starts coming out, and it is removed. Similarly, sugarcane also, juice we keep boiling and keep removing all kachara, and pure sugar comes out. In the same way, pure devotion service is the nature of the soul. But when we start engaging in devotion service, slowly the kachara starts coming out, and one by one, we have to keep removing. And finally, original nature of the soul is Krishna consciousness comes out. Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakta Sadhaka Vinaya Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Karayuda comes out. The original pure Krishna consciousness comes out. As Narad Muni is giving him association, and Prachina Parishad is so fortunate to get association and an idea. Actually, I will be only happy by pure devotion service. He will get this inspiration from the association of a pure devotee. No other way we can get. Rupa Goswami says, Krishna can easily give this jnana karma, but to give bhakti is very rare. And if it is available in bhakti in the market, go and purchase it. Somebody asks, what is the price? Yes, price is there. Laulyam. Our eagerness, our greed to have this. I want. We are very greedy for material things. And that also never ends. Tripyanti neha. This whole material world is spinning around the pleasure of sex. And whole day people keep dreaming. Prabhupada said people don't live for that. And some people commit suicide if that facility is withdrawn. They keep dreaming. Some person, even some 14-year-old boy or something, so weird. And the girl gave to a boy proposal, and the boy said, I'm not interested. She committed suicide. So that means so much people are mad after Maithuna. What is the boy is offering? Love is for only cheating innocent people. It's not love, it is pure lust. And love is only with the Supreme Lord. In this world there is no love. And now this girl is imagining, I want to enjoy this boy, and the boy says, I'm not interested. Committed suicide. Yanamaya grihame nisukam hitocham kanduyanene karayori dukha dukkam tripyanti neha. Prahlad Maharaj says, you'll never become satisfied. Even if you get that boy, as if they get so many love marriages happen, they are satisfied already. Tripyanti neha. Ask any householder. By fortune, we are all bachelors here. But anyway, they are not saying householder cannot be a nice devotee. But those who follow the rules of householder, they will be nice devotee. But you ask any householder, were you ever satisfied? Tripyantineha. You'll never be satisfied, whatever you do. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, why are you wasting time over it? If something a whole life I keep dreaming this way. And when you will never be satisfied, why you want to run after that? You are mad or what? We should have strength of mind. Tripyantine kripala, miser, wasting your time. Bahudukka bhaja, and so much pain you are going to take for that useless thing. Kandu divam manusijam visheheta dhiraha. If you are a sober man, tolerate the urge. Life will be wonderful. So that is what the Narad Muni is going to is instructing Prachina Parishad here. And it is open instruction. It is not closed. The Acharya speak openly. They speak the truth of existence. They say, you are working so hard. The aim of life is to remove the suffering and get happiness. That is the aim of life for everybody. Whole life is actually, but people don't know how to get it. They start fighting the material nature, which material nature has only been given business to beat you. Just like some king has arrested you and has given 10 guards and told daily give him nicely whips. You cannot fight with them, they are too powerful. You fight, will be beaten up more. So similarly, the humanity today, instead of solving the problem of material existence, what is it doing? Fighting with these things. You're fighting with nature. You will, so complicated it is, you don't even understand that. Material nature is so complicated Prabhupada said you will be lost in the intricacies. A jiva is so small, it cannot understand the intricacies of material nature. And sir, on top of it, material nature is under the control of the Lord. Just like Hathkadi. It looks very simple. It's made of iron only. But because the Lord has tied it, you cannot come out of it. So as such, jiva is actually higher than material energy, technically if you take. Because jiva is conscious. Material energy is dead. But because it is controlled by the Lord through Devi, and therefore you cannot get out of it. Devi Yeshu Gurvai Momaya Durataya. You cannot cross over. As such, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhumi Apo Analo Ayu, higher than that is jiva, no? This apare, this lower energy, beyond that there is Jiva Bhuta Mahabhava, which is higher energy. Correct? It is mentioned as a higher energy. But this higher energy is still slapping us. Why? Because Krishna is using, a rod of iron is definitely less than me. So, I am conscious. What is rod of iron? A dead thing. But suppose man holds it and hits it, what you can do? Now it becomes more powerful than you. So even though material energy is inferior in the sense it is not conscious, because Durga is holding it, she is conscious. She is holding it as a rod and hitting you on the order of Krishna. What you can do? You have to. So Devi Mamaya Duratya Mameve Prapandante, all of the bit of Krishna. Krishna I just want to say, yes, beating will stop. For your good only beating is going on. It's a thankless job Devi is doing of beating the conditioned soul. They are thinking she is giving so much trouble. She is not giving trouble. For your good only, she is engaged in such a way. So we should properly understand these statements of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and understand our condition here. There is no question of our trying to fight. So what all the topmost intelligent people in the Vedic time used to teach the society how to surrender to Krishna. And everybody was happy. And for that, whatever knowledge you need is available in the scripture. They used to study scripture. There is no need to study any other book actually. If you are serious about material existence, if you are serious about becoming happy and save yourself from the suffering of the world, there is no book other than the Vedic literature needed to be studied. But we are not interested. We are foolish, number one. The Maya has taken over. Maya is not equal to Krishna, but on the order of Krishna, she is always deluding the conditioned souls. It's not that Saturn is equal to Krishna, no. It's just an agent. Maya is just an agent. Because we chose to be rebellious to the Lord. It's first is our choice. Krishna doesn't force anybody to come under illusion. Prabhupada gives a very nice example. He says that somebody asked, why did Krishna send to the middle world to suffer? Prabhupada said, Krishna did not do that. You forced him to do that. Just like a child is asking, I want to put my hand in fire. Father said, don't do that. I want to put. Okay, put at your own risk. So similarly, Krishna did not force us to come. Many people say, why is Krishna forcing me to suffer? Krishna is not forcing you to suffer, you want to suffer. So we have come foolishly to this world. But still, Krishna as a well-wisher comes, just like you have fallen into the well, Krishna is throwing a rope. And then he is giving instruction. Following Krishna's instruction like holding to the rope, and Krishna will pull us up. Okay, so therefore, what is happening instead of all this thing today, the most intelligent people, rather than showing people path of real happiness, are actually creating a mess. Bhagavad Gita talks about this Danavas or Rakshasas. What does Bhagavad Gita say? They are creating horrible condition for the destruction of the world. Correct? Sadly, these are the modern so-called scientists. Most intelligent people of the society today are filtered by so many systems of examinations. Correct? And they are put into what? Trying to control the material energy. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Rather, so much intricacies are there of the material nature, you are becoming lost. It's beyond your capacity. You thought you put fertilizers to have more production, but no. Now because of those chemicals, the groundwater has become poison. In places like Haryana, Punjab, You thought we will make life convenient to people by having vehicles, but because of that pollution, accidents, and now warming of the whole earth, they don't know. Many people are alarmed, but they don't know what kind of consequences it's going to have. And then for that one patch, you thought we will make plastic, it is so useful. Now they are saying all the size of big states, plastic is floating in the ocean like a mountain, and nobody knows what to do with it. You cannot destroy it. What do? If you burn it, earth is heating up. If you throw it into the water, fishes are eating that and they are dying, and the whole cycle is going, life cycle is going. We are, there is a food chain cycle. We don't know what hits us tomorrow. So complicated it is. So complicated. And we are getting lost in the intricacies of material nature. We are thinking we are controlling. Prabhupada is saying the joke is, fruity worker, the joke is, whole life is laboring hard. Suppose you want to have a big building to live, like it happened in front of our house. Person labored, he saved money and made a house. And then what happened? Somebody died and he vacated them. So whole life keep laboring. We say that example again. We are parishrama, we are working hard. So much hard that foam is coming from the mouth. Even then we are not satisfied. And then fearful of material existence and the intricacies. We could not control material nature. Rather it is showing its real face now. Now as a humanity, more is going to happen. Since 200 years we worked hard to make so much so-called industrial production. Rather, what happened? Few people only so-called enjoyment. Actually, they also never enjoyed, but created hell for millions of people working on the factories. Even after that, nobody was satisfied. The proof is most of the workers, either so-called software industry or labor industry, are only drunkards. There is no happiness. It's a proof person is trying to patch up on the suffering or a foolish life which is going on. Then bhaya. Now whole humanity is scared of what to do. Earth is heating up. Seasons are changing. This is happening. What to do? Correct? Bhaya now. And then Mahamrityu. Whole civilization will be destroyed any day. Because it is unsustainable. Ask anybody who has intelligence. This is an unsustainable civilization. Bhaya is coming and Mrityu of the civilization is waiting. And why? Because the most intelligent people, instead of becoming Sukritinaha, guiding society towards Lotus feet of Krishna, became Dushkritinaha, guiding world towards destruction. Andhayathandai Upniyamana. They are calling themselves leaders. They are a common mass of people, they are not very intelligent. If some person who is very intelligent guides, they just follow. That's it. Yadiyada achariti sheshta tatta devataro jana. That is a common mass of people. But the sheshta, so-called sheshta, have misguided the society. And therefore whole society is going towards its own destruction. So in Kali Yuga, even though the situation is very precarious and we cannot change the overall situation, still as many people as possible we should try to save from this foolishness. This Prabhupada says this Krishna conscious movement is a revolution. We should not think it is some armchair collapse. It's a revolution which we are creating in the society. Okay? And the fundamental basis of the revolution is, first thing, we are not the body, we are a spirit soul. Okay? And Prabhupada says after that, all the spiritual life will start if somebody can understand this. Srila Prabhupada ki